Hey guys, I thought I'd do a check-in and talk about the end times, just briefly. But I want to pose a question to you guys, and I hope some of you guys answer this in the comments section. When you look at what's happening on this earth, okay? When you look at what's happening on this earth, and I want you to answer this about where we are in the book of Revelation. There's people saying a lot of different things. There's people focusing on certain things versus others, like, focusing on Israel versus looking at what's going on in the world, which cannot be ignored, but I understand. We should look to Israel and see what's happening there. We see that Ezekiel 38:39 could happen at any moment. We don't know. Like, the UN is involved. Like, the UN is involved. People are. Did you see that that guy, something David, who was emaciated by Hamas? That is Nazi standard. Where's the outrage of that, right? But trying to piece this together in my mind. When I look, I see so many countries this is it. So many countries, this if you're watching, and to people who aren't and hear these news every once in a while in their bubbles, they're desensitized to this. But those who pay attention understand. What are all these fires all over the globe? And the biggest one, of course, is Canada. And now there's a mega fire in California that's spreading very quickly, but it's anywhere near the Canadian one, but it's still pretty big, 120,000 acres. The Canadian one in 2023 was like 65 million acres by the end of the summer. Now they're burning through the winter. Can you imagine? Bulgaria, Turkey, Australia's snowing. Okay. Like the storms in deserts, and it's just everything's the opposite. And so when you look in the book of Revelation, where are we? When I look, okay, bear with me on this. This is more of me asking you questions. Answer it in the description so other people can see it as well. And then, as brothers and sisters, we should not argue about where we think our views are, because we're here right now. No, I'm just kidding. We are here, and there's something going on. So when I look at the trumpet judgments and see that things are on fire, I understand that's probably an asteroid or a supervolcano. But look at all the things that are burning up, man. Look at the heat waves all over the world. What is that? And so, the question is, are we in tribulation? And I decided to say that because I saw, and I don't watch his stuff, but I saw it and I wanted to click because it said end times. And it was Emir Sarfati. And, he was saying that we are not in the tribulation. And, the biggest question when you cross-reference Daniel and Matthew and stuff is, when is the Great Tribulation? And so answer these questions for me, please. The kings of the earth, whatever you want to believe who those are, I think they're the rich elites of the earth who want to change, go under our skin. I believe that's them, and I also believe it's kings. And before COVID, so what? People didn't watch politics. You know what it is? What's so evil right now? that Jesus' first warning to us is do not be deceived, it's social media. Social media runs the course of our earth now. A simple post by a popular person can cause a war. We're living in a vile, disgusting, decrepit place. I'm sorry. I don't watch garbage on the internet, man. I'm in 2 different schools at once. I don't have time for that, and I wouldn't anyways. But you know what I do? For some reason at this point in my life, as I'm looking at, we're in the birth pains. Is the birth pains before the tribulation? Yes, right? But to what extent? I watch videos of the way, and these are North American videos, most of them. Most of them in the States, I think. There's certainly ones in Canada too. But it's very entitled women. Men are literally moving away from women, where women are going in bars and clubs and places that they meet. Men are no longer, it's growing very quickly. And it's because of social media. I think you know it. It's just the internet. I hate the internet. It helps me, yes, and in my pain and disability, it certainly does help me. But I wish it was never born. And I know Daniel saw this. Daniel saw the internet. That's what he saw. He knew. Knowledge shall increase. Let me pace for a second here. So let's look at the birth pains itself. I haven't heard people talk about this because I'm special. Sorry, I'm just kind of feel funny right now. It's because I went on a long walk, and better day today than yesterday. The birth pains, okay? Jesus compares it to a woman in labor. You start getting the first bouts of pain, and they're far apart, and so we know we're probably at least halfway, because the frequency that we've reached right now, I wish I could show it on a chart. The frequency that we've reached, you could look at this mathematically, and that's what I'm trying to say, that no one else I've heard say this. Sorry, my mind. We've reached a point where we cannot go, oh man, there's multiple things happen per day. There could be multiple floods in a day and a number of earthquakes. The 8.8 that happened in the resulting tsunami that I believe hit the submarine base of the Soviets. They are Soviets. Their government is. We don't truly know exactly what happened there, but you can see the docks were destroyed on one end. That was an indication of we're running a course of it's something every day. There's news, every day, social media. And then there's boom, something comes, right? Something like that. So we're at that point where there's something happening every day, pretty major weather events. That boom that I'm talking about, that quake, things that big are going to start to be on an even keel. So will it be a week from now then another one of those happens, right? And then it gets even closer and closer. See, I believe that, and I'm waiting for the worst things to happen. I'm waiting for a war to go off. I just saw that, Russia creating false flag event against NATO. That's what they think. For a pretext to war, to have a reason to go to war. I don't know. There's so much deception. And I ask you, also put this in the comment section, what is Paul talking about? What is the lie? Is it man, woman? What is a man? What's a woman? Is it that we can be gods? What is it? For those who don't believe the Antichrist has shown himself yet, look at the lawlessness around the world. It has shown itself. The falling away has been happening for longer than you even believe. Those who believe the falling away has already happened already understand. People are absolutely apostate, lesbian, gay, LGBTQ, priests. I have nothing against them. That is a falling away, but it may get so much worse. Go look in Europe, man. No one believes in God anymore. And, it's very few and far between will Jesus find faith on the earth. He will, but how much? People are waiting for the Antichrist to come, but he's here. I've given at least 30 major signs that Donald Trump is the Antichrist. And the way in which you think he is going to come isn't going to happen the way you think, because it's designed that way. You think you're just going to know, boom, I know what the scripture says, but he's here. He's here. Go look at his building. He's the leader of the world, man. Look at the way he's vile, he's disgusting. He's probably a you-know-what, as that's indicating. Look what he's doing. He's pardoning Ghislaine Maxwell. That's huge, man. Like Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, they were like the worst known, like traffickers of people, sex, probably murder too. Of course that's true. Mega. churchofsatan.com, that's the highest position, is mega. Look at Trump's building. Look at the he does this all the time. All the time, perfectly. Him and Musk. Who makes fire come down from heaven? Who does miracles? Makes people see or paralyzed people walk. Neuralink, Greek gematria equals 666. No coincidence. That is the mark of the beast. It's not anything else. Go look at Trump's building. His building, designed into the Trump Tower, is that triangle. He's worshiping the devil. Go look at that. He lives on floor number 66 in New York, where he lived there for a long time, Mar-a-Lago, but he certainly did live in New York for a long time. His building is 666 feet tall. I don't have to go further. It's strange that people think he's a good man. He's disgusting, and that's as far as I'm going to go on this matter. I can't wait till Jesus Christ, gone, that man. I'll say this. Do you actually think anyone on this earth till the end of time will ever outdo him in ego and all that? Of course not. He's the Antichrist. Let me pace for a sec. Wake up. The way that people are. That's why I watch those videos. They call it hitting the wall. Women hit the wall. The independent woman. Social media, all that, everything to do with that. Everything was designed by the devil to rip the family apart, to make women independent, and to emasculate men. You're never going to do that to me. I already had a narc in my life that tried to do just that, but lost. The independent woman, or Hillary Clinton wearing a suit pants, and everyone's like, oh wow, what just the natural order is gone. Just because you were born in 2000 or after that, you think it's normal, but it's not. Social media, I don't think computers, all these things are normal, man. They're tearing our humanity apart. But people don't really see it for what it is. They talk about it and forget because there's a distraction over there. Go out in nature. Go talk to God. Go out in the woods. Our world is being flooded and burned. And yes, I believe they set the first fires. I believe a lot of them are set. Because on Dutch Sins, Ontario, Quebec, I did my own video, I showed it. He says himself, an expert on reading satellite imagery. DEW, you know what that means? Directed energy weapon. Because on a clear sky day in northern Ontario and Quebec, I live in Ontario, our whole province was set on, all across Canada was set on fire. And about 30 fires began at one time. And he's going back and forth. There's no clouds in the sky at all. Green agenda. There's no clouds in the sky at all. He's going back and forth. He's going, what? That's exactly what he says. He goes, what? What? Go to Dutch Sins, Quebec, Ontario fires. It's at like 3 minutes. And then here my country is saying, in the news, we wonder how this happened and everything. Meanwhile, it's right there on the friggin' right there. He's showing it to you. This is the world. They won't listen. The media, man. When you really look at it, they're evil. Look at the people running it, man. The rich people of the earth are running so much of this. Jobs being taken by women. Sorry. Just never meant to be that way. I'm not against women working, but I'm talking about the natural order. A born-again Christian, Satan's done a good job. He's done a very good job. I hate this world, just like you. People are different. People are very different. So much has changed since 2020. Like I said, people weren't watching politicians unless you were, interested in politics, which I was. So I would watch parliamentary sessions and more the US. But then all of a sudden when that happened, they took power, right? They got their power. They felt that power. We can do this. We can implement that. And all the different places of the earth were doing that. And since that time, don't let a good thing go to waste. That's what they've done. They're evil, man. They're very evil. They're as evil as you can imagine. Make data centers on the moon. That's what they're talking about. I'm not even kidding you. They want to monopolize you. They think they own. They can take everything away from us. They can, and they're at the same time, whether it's Putin, whether it's just the World Economic Forum, are pouring people into our countries and no one's standing up. People are weak. That's what they are. So this is what I see in the world, and it's so much worse than I'm telling you. Be ready for any eventuality. That's what I say. I'm a pre-wrath believer because of Revelation 6, Seal 6. That's what I am. Even though I'm asking you a question, that is a question. I just want to know what you think. Where are we? What's happening? That's what I see. We're not destined to wrath. So when does wrath begin? Seal 6 tells us. I'm waiting for a massive earthquake. are even looking towards Israel as they're surrounded. They're going to invade, right? We know this. Are we going to be here? Is that going to trigger something? You and I are going to be raptured. I hope we're raptured so much sooner. People are making dates and saying September. I didn't in my other videos. I talked about how the Essenes said the end of Age of Grace is, and I calculated Apophis. Now they're talking about 3 different asteroids. One might hit the moon, YR4. And I do absolutely believe that the rock that's 1,400 feet long by 1,200 feet, 30 million tons, is going to hit us. It shows it in the book of Revelation and the trumpets. And what is this Oumuamua and A31 Atlas? They're saying it's an alien probe. Go look. Scientists are saying this because it's moving in ways that they simply can't understand. There's no, it's moving in strange ways, and it's dust trails. There is none. I don't think all of a sudden things got more powerful when they see these things. No, they've had very powerful stuff forever. There's Satan's plan in this somewhere. That's all I have to say. And I forgot to say welcome to the Heart of David. So there, hope you guys are all doing well, and I hope this has edified you in some way, because this is how I see it. There's much more I could say, but I have to get along my day here. God bless, guys, and take care.